Hey guys, it's Miss Crystal, and we're gonna talk about some books again because it's Wednesday. And this theme today is gonna be series. So these are all like sequels or like parts of longer series or whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna start with my middle grade series, and then I'm gonna go to my high school, sort of like 7th grade up, whatever you want to call it, those books, just so you know what is going on. So I'm gonna start with Pax Journey Home. This is a sequel to the critically acclaimed Pax. It is once again about Peter and Pax, and they have been separated for a year at the start of this book, and their lives have changed drastically. So Peter is kind of like, he's an orphan, he's living in this adopted home. He went off, he like ran away from there to be with like the Water Warriors, who is this group of people who is intent on healing the land after this war. Pax is with his mate Bristle, and they have a little litter of little baby wolves, and but one of the wolves is sick, so Pax runs off to find his human Peter and enlist him to like help him save his little baby, you know? So yeah, I don't know, this one, like the first one, has gotten some great reviews. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't want to try. Okay, Paola, Santiago, and the Forest of Nightmares. This is the sequel to Paola, Santiago, and the River of Tears. I think there's gonna be 3. I feel like it's gonna be a trilogy because that's how most of Rick Riordan's spin-offs are. But I could be wrong, but this is number 2. And it is about this girl, Paola, and she confronted the ghost of La Llorona in the first book, The River of Tears, and now she feels kind of like more alone than ever after that like great adventure. She feels like she can't talk to anyone, she's disconnected from her friends and family. She is starting to have these like horrific nightmares, and what's so dissettling to her about it is that at the center of them is her father, who is pretty absent for most of her life, so she doesn't know much about the man. And then she finds out that her best friend Dante, his grandmother, is sick. She has some sort of illness, and her dad is kind of the heart of like what could save her, so she has to, you know, venture into this world of nightmares and try to figure out why her dad is connected to any of this. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's a great trip into Mexican folklore and heritage if you want to know more about that in like a fun setting. So go for it. Okay, next ones are gonna be high school, just so you know. So I have Beastars. This is a manga, and we are on 13 here. We just bought 13. I think there might be one more out, but we just haven't bought it yet. But this is 13, and it is a manga that's animals instead of people. So it's anthropomorphic animals, and they have been, it started out with like them being in this high school that splits up animals, the students, into like predator and prey. And that controls like social class, that controls like, you know, the way everyone is treated, is very dependent on where you fall in that sort of, you know, series of animals. So it's like strange, but I like it. I've read up to like 9 or something, so I haven't got this far. But the main character is Lugoshi. Lugoshi is a gray wolf. He got kicked out of high school, the high school that I'm talking about, and now he's working at like a ramen noodle shop. And he is meeting these like sea creatures, and I guess sea creatures have another form that they like class animals as, and so he's like learning more about this culture that he didn't know about. And then also Yaha the horse and Gosha the Komodo dragon are there. They're doing some crazy things at the school. And then there's also like this mysterious drug has hit the city that they all live in. So I don't know, lots of like 3 different storylines going on, lots of adventure. I don't see Beastars ending anytime soon, and I think you should give it a shot if you like manga, if you're into that. Okay, next one, Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. So if you know, you know what I mean? Like if you know a Court of like Wings and Fury and everything, then you know kind of what this is. This is 3.1. So that means that it's like, there's already a book after this, you know, but they like went back, like Sara went back and wrote some short novella about like the Christmas season that they were in, and giving like a background, I guess, to some more stories that are in 3 and 4 basically. And this is centered around Reese and Fairy and their friends preparing for the winter solstice. If you don't know who those people are, I don't have time to explain, but you should definitely read the first 3 before you try to read this. Also, if you're in the series, you don't need to read this in order to read number 4, just so you know, okay? Anyway, that is it for me today. Hope you found something you liked. See ya.